Hello and welcome to the UJ Lucky Star Cooking Show. UJ What's Cooking? The University of Johannesburg has partnered with Lucky Star, South Africa's most iconic brand, to bring you the best way to cook better, affordable and delicious meals. The FISU Healthy Campus program aims to enhance all aspects of well-being for students and staff and the campus community at large. Looking to reverse the well-established trend of young adults compromising their health during their academic careers, the initiative is already having a positive impact on the lives and lifestyles of university students around the world. In this series of our UJ Lucky Star Cooking Show with STH and the Center for Ecological Intelligence, we will have meaningful conversations that leave you inspired. The products we use offer various flavors from the zesty hot chili and peri-peri to tangy sweet chili and tomato sauce for a homely, aromatic, delicious meal. This is UJTV. According to the Global Healthy Campus program, universities shall provide, among others, sustainable food and nutrition catering services and meals that are appropriate for the campus communities. The program also encourages universities to provide nutrition counseling to the university communities. In today's episode, we have two guests. That is Dr. Hema Kesa from right here at the UJ School of Tourism and Hospitality, and Chef Noni, who is well known as Nontlantla Murenyane. Dr. Kesa is the director of the Food Evolution Research Laboratory, a virtual research lab located within the UJ School of Tourism and Hospitality. She supervises postgraduate research projects and lectures gastronomy under nutrition and sociology for food and beverage to undergraduate students. She is an area consultant representing the Southern African regions of EUROCRE, the official federation for Europe, the Mediterranean Basin and Africa of the International Council for Hotel, Restaurant and Institutional Education. Her research interests are in community nutrition and security. Now here's the thing. Food is a powerful social connector, bringing people together and shaping cultural norms through shared meals and traditions. It plays a significant role in building relationships, strengthening communities and even impacting individual well-being. Chef Noni is a Johannesburg-based culinary artist, healer and advocate for indigenous African food traditions. She is renowned for her innovative approach to reconnecting people with ancestral foodways through immersive culinary experiences and community engagement. Chef Noni leads Noni's Home Dish, a platform that blends storytelling, food rituals, and traditional cooking to rekindle the relationship between people and the land. Her work emphasizes the use of indigenous grains and forgotten ingredients, aiming to restore balance between humans and nature. She is also the founder of Emandulo Livity, an initiative inspired by ancient practices to promote sustainable living and wellness. This one is for the books. Let's see what our guests have for us today.
Right. Okay, so today, I usually cook with so much spirit and when we have ingredients in front of us like this. So what we have planned today, we're planning to have a falafel that is made of pearl millet and corned beef, of course. Our lucky star. And in there, I've also put together a spice that I ground myself. It's got berbere from Ethiopia. I'd like to really it's got berbere, it's got mitmita from Ethiopia. It's also got cashews and freshly picked, okay, they're not fresh, but they dried lime leaves in here. We've got chickpea flour, we've got cowpeas, we've got some some herbs from the
herbs.
garden. And we've got, what's a meal without chili? We have habanero, okay? To keep the winter chills away. We also have pomegranate, you know, just a nice crunch as well. For color, of course, nutrition is our thing. So you can create also a fully plant-based meal out of all of this, right? And just by using the Lucky Star chakalaka, you can use the baked beans if you are a vegan or vegetarian. But if you are loving the meat and the fish, we're gonna infuse, we're adding tuna to our salad. And the corned beef is going into the falafel, and the Lucky Star is going with the other bean, our indigenous bean, into the dip or a sauce. And then we're also going to make a sauce. So we have baked beans. Really, you know, we're just trying to inspire a person who's, you want to create something really delicious and you don't have the time. Just put everything together and make a nice little falafel and fry it, shallow fry or deep fry, whatever you like. And then have a sauce that you can dip it in and a side salad. You can have that for breakfast, you can have it for lunch, you can have it for supper. No one's going to judge you.
And it's very few ingredients.
Exactly.
So the idea is to promote this for students, to get them to, in their very busy schedules. And they sometimes claim they don't have time to cook. So today they got no excuses after this, because we only use 4 to 5 ingredients or even less, where you could have something really nutritious. I mean, chef will tell you how easy it is. So if students think, oh, you know, I have to get cowpea and it's such a process, chef is going to tell them today how quick it is to make, to get it ready for your salad. And you can freeze it. You can make it and pack it and freeze it. And you make your salad, you can just open it up and sprinkle it over your salad. It adds your protein and your fiber.
Nice, I can't wait. So let's get cooking then. What's the first step?
Wash hands.
Wash our hands.
Wash our hands,
Yes.
and then we will start. Dr. Kesa, please tell us about your laboratory right here at the UJ School of Tourism.
Okay, so you mentioned it's called the Food Evolution Research Laboratory. We call it FERL, F-E-R-L. So we are positioned in the School of Tourism and Hospitality. So the idea of having this lab was to actually promote healthy lifestyles among communities. And our communities includes UJ and UJ students as well. So FERL is quite a multidisciplinary lab. We work with various faculties at UJ and collaborate with lots of universities in South Africa and globally as well. We focus on various themes. And one of the things is, if you think of the word food evolution, and that's what we're going to be doing today, is to talk about the change in diets, the dietary transition, nutrition transition from traditional foods to Western, and the effect it's had on the population. And now we're trying to promote from Western to delicious indigenous crops, where we want to promote consumption, knowledge, all on indigenous crops. The lab looks at foodway studies. We deal with a lot of school feeding programs, out-of-home eating, trying to promote healthy eating, and as I mentioned, the big one is indigenous foods.
So a student who comes from your class, the skills that they learn here, when they leave the university as professionals, what type of student are we looking at?
Okay, so as you mentioned, I teach gastronomy students, and I teach the nutrition side, and I teach sociology of food and beverage, the nutrition side. The students actually learn a lot about where food comes from. We learn about the food systems, sustainable food systems. Then they also learn to do menus in my class. They get, themes, so we work with different NCDs, non-communicable diseases. The students are taught about it, then they've got to plan menus around it, because when they go into industry, they must understand the client that they're dealing with. If a client's gluten intolerant, they need to know what types of food to prepare for the client. If the client comes in with various issues of maybe, if you look at someone looks at the low-calorie diet, they need to know how to prepare the food, what to do, how to work with chefs, how to inform the industry, and how to become future researchers as well. So I think all this fits in with the hospitality industry and the tourism industry as well, because now we're trying to promote indigenous crops through sustainability, sustainable food systems, gastro-tourism. All that falls into place when we think about what we're trying to do with the students. They need to be not just focusing just on hospitality, but they need to open up their minds to actually work in various fields within the sector of tourism and hospitality.
Yeah. So the diversity part, I see a lot of diversity in what you just said. And what a way that we have Chef Noni here. You're working with indigenous grains and other ingredients. The inspiration, where did it come from?
Wow, I think the journey to just self-discovery, is a massive one. And also as a young person, okay, yes, I am young.
You're very young.
I'm very young. You know, as a young person, also as maybe a mom, a community activist, I also need to know who I am, and I need to also identify with myself. But also food is a massive part of it, and getting to know who I really am, and engaging in our ancient ways and our ancient foods and the foods of our people. That there is a, you know, I can't, you know, tell you how big that is when you are wanting to find out who you really are and wanting to share that with the world. So the inspiration really for me was my great-grandmother also. I was raised by my great-grandmother, and the simplest woman who really cooked with so much love and cooked super nutritious foods. There was nothing, you know, that you ate and you thought, oh my gosh, I need to go detox. No. You know, everything was wholesome and healthy, and it was just cooked with so much love, but also there was so much in the foods that there was so much knowledge embedded in the foods that she prepared. So being raised by my great-grandmother, and of course who I am as a healer, of course my journey came with healing through food, with food, and using our food to remind our people and to bring our people back to themselves as well. So it's a journey really back to remembering who you really are in this big world, you know, and not being afraid of to show who you are. So that's why we have the foods that we have, and that's why I do what I do, you know, and I do it with so much passion and love, and not apologetic about going into the kitchen and preparing the food the way I prepare the food, you know, and cooking it, and not following traditions that have already been, or standards that have already been set. You know, I'm inspired by the earth, I'm inspired by the ingredients, I'm inspired by the people that are in front of me that I cook for as well. So that is really the inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I must say I'm very impressed with your ingredients here. For somebody that grew up in a village up in the north there, I see we've got mabele, and this is not just any other mabele, it's mabele alewocha.
Right? Yes,
he says it well.
We've got dinawa as well, which is beans, and I can't wait to see the combination of the two, especially the two ingredients there, and how you're gonna match it with the modern way of how we do things. We've gotten so much used to the modern way of cooking stuff. It's usually the Western way. What are some of the foods that you think us as Africans we should try and incorporate in our diets on a daily basis? I mean, we celebrate Africa Month annually. We celebrate Youth Month. We celebrate Heritage Month in South Africa on an annual basis. But obviously, as Africans, we are Africans from January to December. What are the food items that we should have in our diets, you know, on a daily basis?
Sure, such an important question, beautiful question as well. You know, we are already there, we just don't know that we're there already. If you look at most households in the morning that have mabele porridge, right, the soft porridge, you know, some fermented, which is even more powerful, fermenting this. So if you incorporate mabele in, not just in the morning, so have your mabele porridge in the morning, but also have it as a rice in the afternoon or for dinner. Have it make a patty out of it, you know. Use it, the whole grain also as breakfast in the morning. Put your fruit, and you know, instead of having oats or muesli, why don't you use mabele, you know? But also there are amaranth, which is imbuya, tepe. Yeah. Please, the next rain season, go into the wild there. You don't have to grow it. Just go into Eskangeni and just pick some and come and cook, and you tell me, you know, how
I don't know what you call it in isiZulu, but where I come from,
yes,
I grew up on those things.
Yes.
Right? We've got moroho,
yes,
watepe,
yes,
leroto,
aha,
we've got
which is bean,
dinawa, moroho wa dinawa, and we've got wild fruits as well. When we go in the wilderness, there's different types of fruits.
And you go foraging.
Exactly. So I just wanted to understand from an African perspective, those are the stuff, and I understand. I'm very glad also that at UJ we've got students who are in your journey that are becoming healers or are already in that space. We've seen them in the spaces. But from your side, Dr. Kesa, I mean, you deal with the indigenous food knowledge.
Yes.
What are some of the things that you grew up with or that you deal with now that we don't usually or necessarily use nowadays in the modern society that we live in?
You know, it's so interesting. Chef mentioned having sorghum. You know, it's part of my tradition as well. We always had sorghum porridge. We make a bread out of sorghum. So there's a lot of things that's incorporated from the African, and that's what we're trying to promote as well, is the consumption and knowledge of indigenous crops, South African crops. And to think a lot of us, I mean, are consuming, but we don't even know we're consuming it unless you start understanding it and seeing the nutritional value of it. And then we'll go into what we're cooking today, but also to give you some indication of how nutritious this is, high in protein. So if you're looking for a plant-based diet, look no further. Look at your sorghum, your pearl millet, your cowpea. These are good plant-based protein that you can incorporate into your diets. Pumpkin leaves, there's a lot. We've got amaranth that you spoke about. We spoke about the different fruit that you get out there. So we've conducted a study not so long ago where we looked at what the South Africans are consuming as far as indigenous crops are concerned. And this was also done more with the youth. And we found that they do consume, but they don't know much about it. They want to know more about it. And then also they don't know how to prepare it. And I think that's what we need chefs like Chef Noni and team to work with us on this. So we started a project. It's called the Reef, Ready to Eat Indigenous Crops, and Chef Noni is part of our team. So we are trying to do a fusion of food, trying to take indigenous with modern ideas like a pizza. It's an indigenous pizza, indigenous crops pizza, but it's called pizza. And there we're using basis of using sorghum base or ground pearl millet. The topping is also done with all the various indigenous crops. And then we make tacos. And the same base we use again. And the topping is again with the crops that we find from foraging. And there's a whole lot of stuff, but I'm not going to go into details. Our project, and we'll probably go further into it.
Now, here's another thing. I don't know if you use this in your home, your space. There's a thing called chilo lelwala. You know the stone, you use the big stone, then the small one you grind.
Grinding. Yes.
Oh, I have that in my garden.
No, you have it. You have it. I've seen it.
So you see, yeah. So this is the knowledge that we should talk about in spaces like this, so that people know that it's not a shame that you grew up in a village or in a rural setting, and you grew up doing that stuff.
We need to go back to that actually.
And that's what Emandulo is about. You know, Emandulo means the beginning. You know, it takes us to the beginning. Is that we shouldn't be afraid to walk into the kitchen and cook with fire barefoot and just enjoy and have fun. You know, so but we're wearing our shoes right now.
No, we are.
Well, this was very lovely, and the food looks absolutely amazing. And I'm very excited that we've been using some of these grains here. We've got beans, dinawa, and we've got mabele, aleocha. I never thought that you could actually use mabele to make a patty and, you know, such a nice salad as well. And here, thanks to Chef Noni and thanks to Dr. Kesa for using indigenous ingredients in some of these dishes. I'm quite excited and I can't wait to taste the food. Obviously it looks nice and it smells nice as well. I can smell the freshness of the freshly picked produce. And then, so please explain the dish to us, Chef Noni. We've got stuff here and Dr. Kesa is gonna explain the green stuff there and
Okay, so I'd like to start with this one. It looks so yummy. I want to go in there first, right? So this is, we used our Lucky Star baked beans and our cowpeas to create a nice earthy, creamy sauce or a dip. This is like a 5-star meal for me. You know, so this you're enjoying it, of course, with the patty. You can make it a falafel, or you can make it rounder so it looks like a falafel, but you can also make it as a patty. So we try to fry, so we don't really go in with the deep frying. This is also vegan, so we have in here, of course, the cowpeas as well as pearl millet with some herbs and spices, and we created a patty, right? And the important part here is that you can make a quick dip. Like in seconds, you can have a dip and you can just eat and if you're in a hurry, it's just dip and go and eat, and that's it. And then of course we also picked some stuff from our garden, and we thought, why not have like a raw yogurt dip as well? So we have raw beets, carrots, and some herbs, and you can also take that,
have it with that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a snack on the go. It's a meal. It's a beautiful evening dinner meal. And what else? And then over here we have the meaty patty. Oh, for the meat lovers. We love you too.
Using Lucky Star
using
corned
Lucky
meat.
Star corned meat. We also added in similar ingredients, just added the corned beef, and we created a patty as well, and fried it, and you can enjoy it with the same dip as well. And you can just even take a bread and put it in the bread and create a nice, if you want a burger thing,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you can, or even a wrap, you
Yeah.
know, you can take a wrap and just wrap it up, pour the sauce, all the sauces, take the salad in there, take a bite.
Yeah.
You've just loved yourself the entire day.
A very healthy meal. You know what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
You know, at UJ we celebrate Diversity Week in September, right? It wouldn't be such a bad idea to invite Chef Noni to come and have a stall there at our staff day, right, in September. And we can talk about some of these. I'm sure there's quite a number of UJ staff members who would be very excited to hear and see some of your dishes here. And of course, what is a tasty meal without a very nice salad? Dr. Kesa, please explain your greens there.
I'm always one for salads. I'll always promote salads. Okay, so just to let you know, the meals that were prepared here today, there's a variety, right? We have, this could be vegan as well, because nothing in here has had dairy in it. The salad, this one is a tuna, which we use the Lucky Star product. And here, again, it's a wholesome meal. You got your starch, you got your protein, you got your veggies. So it's all in there with the pearl millet, and we've used a little bit of for the protein. We've got the pearl millet as well, and we've got the tuna, and we've got lovely, nutritious leafy vegetables, which are high in iron as well. And then for the vegans or the vegetarians in the room, we've actually prepared a salad without the tuna, which has the indigenous peas in it, cowpea, and then also the pearl millet, and then all the lovely greenery that's in there. And then we can actually enjoy that with the dip and with the yogurt dressing. So I think together it makes a nice balanced meal.
I'm quite impressed.
Yeah.
Please rate her, and she rates you out of 10.
Because, you know, I love her so much.
Not because she's a colleague, but based on the meal,
Oh,
on the salad.
11 out of 10.
Oh, minus nothing.
No, 11
Minus
out of
nothing.
10.
Okay.
That day is a salad that I would be happy to have any day, you know. And
Yeah.
you know that you've taken in everything you need to go about your day,
Yeah.
you know. And also, I just wanted to say, if you're really feeling like, let me go all in, the chakalaka, Lucky Star chakalaka as well, you can take that and just plonk it in there.
For me,
It's a beautiful meal as well.
yeah.
You know?
I love the color. You adding that pomegranate as well. That gives it this beautiful color, you know. There's greens, obviously. There's the tuna, the color there, the color of the beets, the beet leaves. But that pomegranate for me makes it look so beautiful, yeah. And yeah, so let's taste the food.
To rate you?
Yeah, of course, right here.
10 out of 10.
Minus nothing.
I think it looked good. Like, we haven't tasted, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very impressed with the fact that we've got a variety here today.
Yeah.
We have something for the meat eaters and the vegetarians.
Yeah.
And the fact is, we did it so quickly. It was like 4 to 5 ingredients that's been put together that can actually be a very diverse meal for everyone to eat and enjoy. It brings back home. It makes the smell of home. The fact of having indigenous ingredients in here.
Yeah.
I think it's something that makes it so much more cozy and makes you feel like home.
Yeah. And we will leave that to the viewer at home to choose what they can pair this with, a drink that they can pair it with. Whether you're going to use some rotten grapes or something else, it will be up to you. And of course, UJ is turning 20 this year. We're going to celebrate from January, the 1st of January to the 31st of December. So your message, I want you to speak into that camera. Wish UJ a happy 20th anniversary.
Okay, UJ, happy 20th anniversary. I've seen this university grow from strength to strength, and I can see it definitely grow further. And I'm very proud to have the orange blood in me. So once again, to the management of UJ, the leadership, you're doing a great job, and I'm so proud to be part of this team and family. So thank you so much, Colin, for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Kesa. And Chef Noni, of course, your message to us.
Whoa. Congratulations to you, Jade. I'm part of the family now. I am with Pearl. I am part of the family. It is so amazing to be coming back here and creating and retelling stories that are not only just, from our past, but we're also recreating history. We're making history. We are also encouraging young people to be healthier, in schools. We are encouraging our students to eat more healthier. Listen, happy anniversary. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So from all walks of life, whether you are cooking food in the most traditional way or using the most modern ways to make food, we want you to give UJ a happy birthday message on Facebook, on X, on Instagram. Send us a text if you're a good writer, or if you want to show us your face, your beautiful face, send us a short video using the hashtag UJ Lucky Star Cooking, and you could stand the chance to win yourself a 2,000 Rand hamper at the end of this cooking series. This is all we had for today's show, and thank you so much for watching. Please share with us your cooking tips and experiences in the comment section below. It's always great to cook and enjoy food together. Continue cooking with Lucky Star and the UJ School of Tourism and Hospitality as you work on your next best day. Catch another episode of UJ What's Cooking next week, same time, same place. And subscribe to UJ TV on YouTube. Follow us on all social media platforms at UJ Sports, Lucky Star, STH, and CEI for sport updates, recipes, and inspiring daily content. Keep cooking with Lucky Star and find joy in the taste of home. See you in the next episode.